Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist. So SNAP benefits. I know I already did a video on this, but I neglected to mention one particular recipient that is actually very near and dear to my heart. So some of y'all keep running with this narrative, and I'm particularly seeing more white people run with this narrative than anything, that people who collect SNAP benefits don't work and they are getting over. Again, one of the requirements to get SNAP benefits is that you work or volunteer. That's just it, and that's all. Now, that's not to say that some people don't get over on the system, but people get over on the system in various other areas. Rich people get over on the system all the time. You want to know one of the people who got over on the system with SNAP benefits? Brett Favre. I don't hear y'all talking about him, though. Football player, Brett Favre. Y'all don't talk about him, though. Or y'all don't talk about the white couple that I just read a whole 5 articles about who literally lied to defraud the system and collect benefits by not including the wife's income when they applied. So, see, y'all stay talking about the certain people. We know what you mean. Y'all stay talking about the certain people who get over when those aren't typically the ones getting over, but neither here nor there. Do you want to know the most important recipient of SNAP benefits for me outside of children, elderly, and disabled? Military, active duty military at that. Because y'all run with this narrative that they're just not working hard enough. Teach a man to fish. Y'all keep throwing that out there too. All these different things y'all keep saying, but according to the USDA 2019 report, 22,000 active duty military families receive SNAP benefits. Now, would you dare say that they aren't working hard enough? Would you dare say that the men and women in uniform who literally fight for your right to get on this internet and spew bullshit aren't working hard enough? Would you say that, Mr. and Miss Patriotic? I don't think you would, see, but 22,000 active duty military receive SNAP benefits. Now, I'm going to give y'all some information because I got my little handy dandy notebook because this is just something that I think people ought to know. So, again, 22,000 as of 2019. Now, many reports actually suggest a higher number of recipients, and exact figures often are difficult to track due to varying eligibility rules for on base versus off base housing, as well as the inclusion of housing stipends in income calculations for off base personnel. What that means, real quick, is when you're a military member, you receive what is called a basic housing allowance, or BAH, basic allowance for housing, BAH. This is meant to pay your rent or your mortgage. So you receive that. If you live on base, that doesn't count as income for you. But if you live off base, meaning you live in the general community, that counts as income for you. So a lot of people who actually require assistance don't qualify for it because that counts as income, even though they don't actually see it because it goes right to their rent, or it should at the very least. Now, that being said, even with all the varying factors, a fourth of your United States military experience food insecurity. A fourth of the people who fight for y'all to get up here and say all you want to say and have your freedom of speech have food insecurity. Are you okay with that? Since you seem to be okay with black folks starving, and you seem to be okay with elderly and disabled, none of those groups matter to y'all. But does the military, though? Because y'all always harping on our military. Do they matter? Now, mind you, I and my family have never qualified. Never. And I'll get on to why that is later. Even when we needed it, we wouldn't have qualified. But I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, despite those numbers, according to the 2020 report by the USDA, a fourth of your military collects SNAP benefits. Would you say that they aren't working hard enough? They just need to pull themselves up by those military bootstraps and work a little harder. Would you say that? Mind you, no matter how hard they work, military pay rates are what they are. Your rate of pay depends on your rank, your number of years in service, and your dependents. That's it and that's all. It is what it is. It doesn't change. Now, we do get pay raises every year almost, but it ain't that much. And be mindful. I am blessed to be a part of a military family. It definitely has its benefits, but we not going to pretend like they pay a living wage to most of the people in the military either, because they don't, because if they did, they wouldn't be collecting SNAP benefits. See how that works? But anyway, let's do a little bit of math real quick. Now, Given what this country's literacy rate is, I'm not sure how good everybody is in math. It was never my favorite subject, but we're going to do a little bit because I put some numbers down, crunched some different numbers. So let's see. The poverty line, or what you have to make in order to qualify for SNAP benefits, is $32,150 a year. So if you make $32,150 a year or less, you are considered at the poverty line or below it, and you qualify for SNAP benefits. The general income requirements for SNAP for a family of four is $2,680 a month net income, not gross, net. That comes out to $32,160 a year, $10 over. But that is the general income requirement, so they give you that little $10 leeway. Now, each additional person in your home, if you have more than four people, would be $460 net. Okay? Okay. Now, the average rent where I live is $1,473 for a three-bedroom apartment and $1,695 for a house. The average yearly cost of living where I live for a single adult is approximately $30,000 to $43,000 a year for a single adult. Now, mind you, I just told y'all that for a family to qualify for SNAP, they have to make $32,150 or less. They are living off of what a single person's average cost of living is where I reside. Now, for a comfortable lifestyle, for a single person, that would be $68,000 a year. So, most of your SNAP recipients are not living a life of luxury. They can't. The average cost of living in most states, and mind you, I live in a state that doesn't necessarily have a high cost of living. Imagine if I lived in California or Hawaii. Y'all are out here pretending like these people are living in the lap of luxury and just ignoring, blatantly ignoring the reality of things. And that's fascinating to me. Y'all are saying things like, which lets me know that y'all know very little about black people in the first place. Y'all say things like, but your hair and your nails and your lashes are done. Do y'all not understand how black people will make a dollar work for them? Let me explain something to you. If y'all have seen me without my head wraps on, my hair is always different colors. And some people who don't understand that, some white women might look at that and say, oh, well, she gets her hair colored, so that's expensive because they pay a lot to get their hair colored. Baby, it costs me $40 or less to color my own hair. I do it myself. My nails, where you would say, oh, that's like $90 to $100 for her nails. $4 to $7 press-ons, Timu. I have no problem saying that because I know how to save a dollar when I need to. You see, as far as cooking goes, we've always known how to make a dollar stretch, honey. It can look like we are eating luxuriously when we just know how to cook on a stove and use spices. And that actually works out better financially when you know how to cook from scratch versus ordering out and things like that. Mind you, another thing, Snap can't buy hot foods. So there's that. Y'all thinking people out here going to restaurant with their Snap card, they EBT card? No, not happening. So I just wanted to put that out there. The main emphasis of this video is if you're going to say that people, most people, and we know what y'all mean when y'all say that, y'all are still looking at this like black people are the face of it. But if you are going to say that most people who collect SNAP are not working hard enough, then you are saying that 22,000 active duty military members are not working hard enough. All right. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of y'all day, and I will holler at y'all later.